C. I am the greatest combat athlete of all time.
What's up, everybody? Henry Cejudo here, aka Triple C, and welcome to this episode of Tell the Tape. And on this special edition of Tell the Tape, I'm going to be going over, that's right, the most anticipated boxing match of the year. That's right, Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence. Guys, this episode wouldn't be possible without our sponsor, that's right, Cookie Code. Whenever you guys want to indulge, whenever you guys want to get fat, whenever you guys want all natural ingredients for your kids, just like I do with my little girl, you guys make sure to go to cookiecode.com and find the closest store near you. Errol Spence versus Terence Crawford. Guys, this fight has been in the making for so long. Luckily, we're not getting a Mayweather versus Pacquiao, which was long gone. 7 years once it started talking about actually fighting. This fight is it's a battle of an athlete slash boxer in Terence Crawford against a guy that comes from a good school, an Olympian, an amateur boxer who has had extreme success, and Errol Spence, who's become a world champion. You know, what is the tricks? What are the trades? Who is it that's more likely to win? Guys, enough talk. Let's take it to the big screen. Okay, so here we have it, the ESPN pound for pound rankings. Terence Crawford at number 1, Errol Spence at number 4. And obviously Canelo Alvarez at number 5. I mean, it's 1 versus 4. This is going to be an exciting fight because, you know, these are, rarely do you get like the pound for pound guys that are, and again, pound for pound is just a damn, it's something that's voted by the people or by the judges, but in reality is it always comes down to accuracy, so it really doesn't matter when you get to this level. Let's take it to the Tell the Tape now. Yes, so here we have it. Tell the Tape. Crawford 39-0 versus Errol Spence 28-0. 30 KOs to 22 KOs, 5'8" to 5'9", 74-inch reach to 72, and then they're close to age 2 at age of 35 to 33 years old, or 33 years young. Yep. I would like to start off with Terence Crawford. What is it that I'm a big fan of Terence Crawford. Even when Canelo at the time was the pound for pound best guy in the world, I've always felt like Terence Crawford was still that guy for me. You know, and again, Canelo was doing some amazing things, but I just felt like Crawford just had just different skill sets, just different tools that, you know. But now eventually, obviously, he became pound for pound. But Terence Crawford's strengths. The number one strength when I think of a guy like Terence Crawford is he's an athlete, man, but he's very gifted athletically. Very gifted. I mean, he's got the pop, he's got the speed, he's got the reaction, but he's very versatile whatever it is that he does have. He can switch southpaw and right-handed. You really don't know who you're actually going to prepare for. You're going to have to prepare for like 2 people. You're going to have to prepare for a right-handed fighter and the lefty. And what makes him extremely dangerous, he's got power on the left like he does with the right. He's got the right power with the right like he does with the left. Like, it's a trip how gifted this dude is. And then 3 is his damn gas tank. His gas tank of be able to go to Colorado Springs and be out there for months at a time, do a legit training camp. We're just away from the family, and you're putting yourself, 7,500 feet above sea level. I mean, the gas tank makes sense because of, the dedication that he's able to do and he wants to do to become the best. But also his finishability. I mean, with 30 KOs and knocking out the best of the best, knocking out Jeff Horn, knocking out Gamboa, knocking out Sean Porter. But his ability to finish is second to none. As soon as they told him, hey man, you're losing to Sean, you're down by a couple rounds. I want to say there was like maybe a couple rounds to a few rounds left. He says, you know what, I'm going to take matters into my own hands. And he went out there and he swung and he finished that dude. I mean, to me, it's impressive. Tank Davis, the same thing. The finish ability. When you go over there and you tell him, hey, man, you're losing the fight. You lost that round. You're down by a couple rounds and there's only a round left. You're going to go out there and actually finish him. So Terence Crawford's strengths, he's gifted athletically. He's very versatile with his stance. Good with the left as he is with the right. Good with the right as he is with the left. He's got power on both hands. His gas tank, his ability to go 12 rounds, and his ability to really do his best to finish you. And I've seen that when he was down with Sean Porter. The corner told him, "Hey, bro, you're down." He went out there. There's about a couple rounds left, and he went out there in that same damn round and finished him. But let's get to his weaknesses. You know, again, man, even with the guy like pound for pound, like if I also do something like this on John Jones too, especially the fact that I've coached him, you're gonna notice that we all have deficiencies, we all have weaknesses, you know. But it's his defense. He can stand on the line of fire a little too much. Like, he will get hit because he is a risk taker. And again, and it's not necessarily a weakness, but an opportunity for his opponent to come in because he is a risk taker. He can also get caught too. You know, sometimes the bigger the risk, the greater the reward, but the greater the reward can be on the other side too, because they're gonna study you, they're gonna study your movements, they're gonna know when you're gonna go, and they're gonna try to beat you to the punch. And has not fought 2 times in a year since 2019. Like, he hasn't been as active as he probably should, as a typical normal, pound for pound fighter, where you're fighting, 2 to 3 times a year consistently. But those are the weaknesses that I feel with Terence Crawford, or opportunities, not even necessarily weaknesses, but opportunities where I feel like Errol Spence could have somewhat of an upper hand. Errol Spence Jr.'s strengths: his experience of competition. Being a former Olympian, you guys have any idea how hard it is to make an Olympic team? Like, it's like making an Olympic team or going to the Olympics. Like, they're not gonna give you a favorable fight. You don't know who you're fighting until the day actually comes. But his experience of competition, I can only imagine how many boxing fights, how many weekends him and his family has dedicated to going to this. So the finesse, the speed, the power has come to the experience of competition. He's a solid boxer overall. Very basic. He's a very basic fighter who stays in position the whole time. Nice. His hands are always here. He's not here. He's not like Terence Crawford, where Crawford will drop his hands, he'll be here. This dude's here the whole damn time. In other words, he has a good coach. He comes from a good school. When you make an Olympic team, you have solid foundation, and you're a volume fighter. I mean, that makes you. You should almost just say you're Mexican, because that's like, with better technique. Like, they don't just like he's very calculated in that sense. But what I like about Errol Spence too is he attacks the body, and he's got body work. Doesn't matter how tough you are. You could take a punch here, but I will say this: if he lands a liver shot on anybody, this man will put you out. This man is the real deal. But without further ado, let's get to his weaknesses. His defense. If you watch that fight with Sean Porter, he got hit a lot, and it went the distance. You can see all the lumps here and there. And I tell you what, guys, Terence Crawford ain't no Sean Porter. He cracks, and he'll crack you with the left or the right, and it's got bad intentions. And has only fought 2 fights since 2020. He's like me. He's like me. I mean, he's on a 2.5 year hiatus where he hasn't fought. A ring rust. I mean, it is real, whether you want to believe it or not. Like, if you're not, that just means maybe your fight cap should be a little longer. Like myself, but you will feel it. But then again, at the same time, this Terence Crawford is going through the same thing. And then this one. Why do we put this in? He's been in serious car crashes. He almost died. That stuff can either motivate you, or it could really kind of make you grow old. And those are questions to be answered. You know, he could have died in that, in his Lamborghini that one time it flipped. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he was in the hospital, and it was something that happened very, very seriously. Like, you wanna know if some of those reactions are still there. So here we have it, to tell the tape. You know, punches landed per round, 15.8 versus 21.4. This man's more active, you know, and to me that's surprising. I always feel like Crawford's very, very active the whole time, but surprisingly, I mean, this dude is a lot more active. You know, to punches thrown, you know, pretty much the same thing. But then get this, connected percentage. Right here, you gotta grow. You gotta go Crawford. You know, and this is all kind of, it all depends on the opponent that you're actually kind of going up against. But then, you know, opponent landed per round, 9.7 to 7.5. But then get this, power connecting percentage. You can throw more, but can you land more? And especially hard punches like Terence throws. You know, those are the questions to ask. But again, guys, I'm looking at this fight July 29th. I mean, these guys have done somewhat of an okay job promoting the fight. I think people will watch it because they're just fans of boxing. But I don't feel that Mayweather magnitude, that Manny Pacquiao magnitude, where it's going to be, you know, everybody and their mama actually showing up. We have Jennifer Lopez and Donald Trump and all these other people kind of walking in to watch these guys fight. But I thought they could have done a better job of starting to be able to sell this fight a little bit more. But other than that, if I had to pick a winner, you know, and I like both of these guys. Actually, they both follow me on Instagram, and I follow both of these dudes too. But if I had to pick a winner, man, I just think Terence Crawford's too much of a dog, dude. I think he's too much of a dog. Even though he may not be an Olympic gold medalist like Triple C, like when it comes to professional boxing, he's that and some. So I'm gonna have to give it to the pound for pound king in boxing, Terence Crawford. I just feel like his style of movement and him being able to really have power on both his right and his left hand, and the way he's switching, he's so prepared to fight for. And I imagine he's very, I imagine if you're not touching up his body, because I think more likely that's probably where Errol Spence is going to try to take it, because he does move and lean a lot. He's probably going to be trying to tap the body. But I just feel like guys like this are very, very hard to fight. So again, guys, I am going with the one and only, that's right, Terence Crawford. And I actually have Crawford by potentially stoppage anywhere between the 10th or 11th or even 12th round, in any of those rounds. But I got him winning, and I got him winning by stoppage. The only reason why I say that is because this guy's actually going to fight him, and they're both going to be throwing hands. And I believe in a 12-round fight, someone's got to go down, especially if ego and the pound for pound spot is on the line. I have Terence Crawford by knockout. Thank you guys for watching Tell the Tape. This episode wouldn't be possible without our sponsor, that's right, Cookie Co. Whenever you guys want all natural ingredients, cookies, you guys like cinnamon swirl cookies and cream, guys, my mouth is getting watery. You guys make sure to go to cookieco.com and find a local store near you. I'm your host, Henry Cejudo, aka Triple C, and thank you guys for watching Tell the Tape. And we are